All right, you're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Sunday Watch. It's a program that comes your way at a time like this, and all we talk about is the family. What are those morals? What are those issues that we can also raise to establish the family on a good foundation? I have joining us live. Well, I'll say ladies first. Should I? Yeah. Okay. Okay. My co-anchor is saying, yeah, go ahead. All right. I welcome humbly Mrs. Joke Odumade. You're most welcome.
Thank you, ma. Good morning. Good morning.
All right. She is an entrepreneur. She will be sharing her knowledge as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. She's a mother. Well, she's a wife first, a mother, and also someone who is a leader, which a lot of young stars look up unto for so many ways in, you know, making that would ensure they make things easy. I also have Prince Adedipupo Laoye. He is also an entrepreneur. He is a father, a husband of one wife.
Yes, so
you know, I had to pause a little before I will say that. Okay, welcome, sir, Prince Adedipupo Laoye.
Thank you, madam.
It's a pleasure. All right, I will take off from Prince Adedipupo Laoye. I want you to, you know, just delve into what financial stability could be like in a family before we break it down into different questions and how we all can, you know, leverage on the goodies that will come with it.
Okay, thank you so much, madam. For me, financial stability in a family actually means the ability of the family to be able to take control of their entire income, what they spend on, and also their earnings. Now, when we talk about financial stability, it's not just the wealth, but the wisdom to manage their wallets. Now, financial stability, when we talk about stability, just like if you are building a house, is a foundation. So the basic for every family is to be able to manage, so in case there will shocks will definitely happen, but the ability for them to manage those shocks when it happens, because life will definitely test everybody's wallet. But when the family is financially stable, they're able to manage their income, their revenue, and their expenses, and they are tracking it, and they are preparing for the future. Retirement will happen to everybody, and they're also preparing for the future of their children in terms of their education savings, because as children rises in terms of their education progression, what they need to spend on those things also increase. So they also need to plan for the future.
Okay, thank you very much. So apt and deep at the same time. Let me come to Mrs. Odumade. Mrs. Odumade, he mentioned, you know, taking control, financial stability, you know, aptly described. Taking control of your income, and even spread of resources. A lot of things are easier said, but when it comes to the practical, you know, instances, you know, what we go through on daily basis, daily basis, it becomes a different ball game. Let's go practical. From his analysis, we should be prudent. That's the basis. How can families in this trying time, inflation is pretty high, you know, an all-time high for this season. It's all over the globe, not limited only to Nigeria. How can a mother, a wife now, manage the home in terms of the resources that comes in?
All right, thank you.
That's one. Let me make it 2 in 1 because of our time. That's one. Then, what will be your advocacy for source of income for the family?
Well,
so one and two.
From the first question. So when you talk about prudence in family, it may not be wife. So that's why in a marriage, you have to know who is capable to manage the finances. It could be the husband, it could be the wife.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because if you now say it's the wife, if the wife is not well prudent or he can't manage, not financially disciplined, he won't be able to manage the money. So first of all, you have to look at the strength and the weakness of each party. Is it the wife that know how to save money? Is it the husband that is so prudent? So you have to look at the capacity of each, the grace.
Yeah.
So if it is the husband, then the wife should be able to submit to the husband.
Okay.
So when it comes to managing their finances, and if it is the wife, then the husband should be able to submit to the wife when it comes to managing their finances. Just like what we say, issue will definitely happen as you go along in your marriages.
Yeah.
So issue will, in marriage you have season.
Yeah.
So there is a season that you have surplus. There will be another season that is limited. So if it is this wife that is able to manage this time around, you should be able to save, plan for the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you understand? Then for the advocacy, then when it comes to issue of finances, as a family, we should not just base on one source of income. Even if you are a salary earner, you also have to think of something else. Because as a salary earner, things do happen.
Yeah.
You may be laid off. Do you understand? So if you don't have any other source of income and something happen like that, how do you maintain your family? And for a woman too, if you are running business, you shouldn't just do only one business. You have to also see what else can I add to my business. Because during COVID, we know a lot of things happened. That some people, business was shut down. So if you don't have another ability or you don't have another source of income, that means there's nothing for that family.
Okay.
So you must always have another source of income. Don't just base on one source of income. And that's their focus. I'm talking to women. Don't base on one source of income. Have other things you can have. You can add to your business. And see what we have a lot of need in the society. So how do you meet the need? So because for you to get money, you must meet a need. You must add value. So what other value can you add to the society that will transform to money? Sure, you understand?
Yeah.
All right.
So
okay, let me go over to Prince now. She said women basically should go into secondary, apart from being maybe having one source of income, should also have other stream of income. Are you also of this opinion, Prince? And should it be limited only to the woman in the family?
Prince,
can you hear us?
So for me,
should it only be a woman thing that, yes, a woman can, multitask, as a lot of people will say? Should that, different sources of income be limited only to the woman in the family?
No, I think it's actually both couples' responsibility.
Okay.
Yes, I quite appreciate what Madam said in terms of identifying the one with the strength to manage finances to handle it. But in terms of both of them getting side hustles and gig, it's a responsibility of every party. Everybody in the current Nigerian palace, and everybody needs to have something additional streams of income to be able to cushion the effect of inflation. Now, my advice is for every family to sit down and discuss their finances. Now, most of the time, families hardly discuss. The major problem in family is not even the money, but it's a lack of discussion on the money. Because of cultural reasons or sentiment, they hardly discuss. But once they have a joint vision and they discuss together, they can now know how to budget and appropriate funds to different expense heads and be able to track those expenses. So for me, it's the responsibility of both parties, but the responsibility of who will manage it on a day-to-day basis should lie with the one that has the strength in that area.
Okay. Before you even press on, I want to remain with you, Prince. How can couples, because a lot of things are easier said, how can couples really manage their resources without any rancor? Because there are situations where you see the husband or the wife or family members having issues when it comes to matters relating to finances. What should be the strategy that every member of the family now should imbibe to ensure that they have a good roundtable talk to arrive at a decision that will move the family forward?
Okay, like I said earlier, money is actually a tool and it's not meant to be a tension in every family. There are critical things that needs to be done. For me, the first thing is budget. Every family must have a budget. They must be able to identify what is the vision, and those budgets must be derived from the family vision. Okay, yes, this is what we want to do as a family. Then you now begin to budget. So my idea is you must do what we call 50-30 50, 30, 20 rule, which means your 50% of your income as you are rising might be for what is most important for you. Then the other 30 might be to what is your wants. Then 20 must be what you are saving for the future. Now, once you have a budget, you must also have a savings culture because you must pay for your future. We operate to live long. So you must ensure that whatever you are earning at every material time, you are setting something aside to take care of the future from them. Now, I'm not against taking debt, but whatever you are borrowing as a family, because most of the problem is where families borrow and those funds are not being used for progressive purpose. I'm against borrowing for consumption, but I'm 100% in support of borrowing for a productive purpose, for an asset generating something. So when you borrow, you ensure that whatever you are borrowing for is for a productive purpose. Like I said, they must also communicate. Financial communication is key in every family. Couples must sit down, parents must discuss, and as their children are increasing in age, they must also be part of those communication. So for me, and the next thing they also need to discuss is to have what we call emergency funds. Now things is easier, like in 20, 30 years ago. Now there's what we call HMO. They must, even if you are working for yourself or a private something, you must have your health management insurance fund that you are paying for. They are private, they are retail HMOs that you can do. So for me, the critical pillars is one, they must have a budget, there must be savings culture, there must be debt control, and there must also be financial communication. And at every point in time, there must be an emergency fund. So those are the key things I need every family needs to discuss on.
All right, thank you very much, Prince. Mrs. Odumade, he mentioned a lot of, issues, that if every family practice will, to their own opinion, will be to the progress of the home. But let's look at a contemporary family now. There is hardly no time for many family couples especially to even sit, chat, or discuss the progressive issues that concern their family. What will you, advise at this time for the couples?
All right,
and also the children?
All right, thank you, ma. I think starting from there, just like what you mentioned, that there must be communication. And aside communication, there must be transparency.
Okay. Transparency.
Yes. How much are you collecting? How much am I collecting?
Are you earning? Yes.
So how much are you dropping? Because if there's no transparency, you're hiding your own, I'm hiding. So we won't be able to.
Tendencies are that
You
there will
understand?
be
But
issues.
if we are transparent now, that okay, this is what I'm collecting and this is what I want to drop down. Okay, you two, you do the same thing. They will now plan, we now make budget on that. And then if you want to also save from there, we can also maybe allocate a particular portion for saving for future purpose. Just like what he said. But if there's no transparency, there's no communication, we cannot achieve financial stability in the family. We can't. And there's a need for us to sit down to plan our family. And this day, people don't have time to sit down. They just assumption. So we need to come back to the basics. We need to sit down, get it right. Because everything we are doing, we are also mirroring ourselves to our children.
Yes.
And it is what we are doing that our children too, we carry on when they grow up. So it's so important, mother and father must sit down. Let the children see them the way they are doing it. And as they are doing it, they are also modeling the children. Because that's what they are going to carry on as they go on in life.
All right. Okay, I'll remain with you, right, Mrs. Odumade. I want you to just go a little deeper. Right. We talked about sources of income in the family, and your own advocacy, your own, is purely no to one source of income. If you are, as a mother, how will you, describe families who desire to have more than one family, and what good will it be to them? Just go briefly into entrepreneurship. All
right. Okay. Even as a salary earner, you can be doing salary job and still be doing something that is bringing you money. And
at the same time, you will not shortchange your employer.
Definitely. I remember when I was working in a bank then. Then I have this guy that was supplying my bank diesel. Okay. I saved money, I invested in him. So as I'm collecting salary, he's also paying me dividends.
Oh, really?
It's not affecting my job.
It didn't affect your job.
I just had a portion of my money that I saved. I gave it to him. So as he's supplying my branch diesel, he's also giving me some at the end of the month. And it's not only my branch, other branches is supplying them. So he's also giving me some. So by the time I left bank, it was that money that I was using to maintain my family, before I now start my own business.
Can
So for a salary, and so if also a business woman, like I'm a business woman, I have other things, I have business and money. I also have other investments that is also bringing money to my family. So I don't depend on, because if you are running business and it's just only one business, anything can happen to that business.
Yes.
But if you have something that is bringing you money, if this one is
Can
not bringing
easily
money
fall
today,
back.
that one
Another
can
one.
bring. So you must never have one source of income. You must have like 2 or 3, and it is possible.
Yeah, it
It is very, very possible if you are determined
manage your
and you are
time.
intentional about it. Because you know, day by day we are growing old. So
Yeah.
a time is coming, you don't even have energy to run that business. The other investment that you have put in place
will be paying you.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Let me leave it with you, Michael, Uncle.
adúpẹ́ láàárọ̀ yìí kódà inú tèmi tiẹ̀ wá dùn ṣẹ́ni tí amẹ́nubà ní òní òun náà ní wípé bóò ni ẹbí ṣe fẹ́ dúró re lórí ètò ìṣúná kí ètò ìṣúná ẹbí kan tọkọtìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ náà ní o kí ètò ìṣúná wọn kó dúró re kó jẹ́ wípé wọn lálàṣì nǹkan kan àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ Ọlọ́run sì ń ṣe é ọ̀nà wo la fẹ́ gbé gbà nínú ọrọ̀ ajé tó wà lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tá a wà báyìí ó náà ni à ń sọ ní àárọ̀ yìí tí màmá wa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni olórí Jọkẹ́ Odùmádé tí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò ẹ̀mọ̀ káàrọ̀
ẹ káàárọ̀ ìyá wa.
gbogbo lè ń kọ́ àwọn dádì náà ń kọ́ ń bẹ̀
Adúpẹ́ ṣeun.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni a tún ní ọmọọba Dáfídì Ọláoyè àwọn náà tún ṣe kí ni wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ẹ káàárọ̀ sá o
ẹ káàárọ̀ mà.
ṣáàfíà ni ṣáwọn olórí ń ṣe déédéé
àlàáfíà ni mà.
ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mà.
ó ti bọ́ sí àsìkò títí wa báyìí tó lọ́dọ̀ yìí ni mo ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀yin náà ni bàbá wa ẹ̀yin lọ́lọ́run fi ṣe olórí ẹbí ìyẹn bàbá wa ọmọọba David Láoyè ẹ̀yin ni mò ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ báwo ni ètò ìṣúná ẹbí báwo ni ó ṣe lè dúró re kó dúró gidigba ká má dààmú ká má lálàṣí nínú ẹbí kan pàápàá jùlọ ní tabaníkàwò ètò ìṣúná orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yìí ọ̀nà wo la fẹ́ gbé gbà tí ẹbí ò fi dúró re bàbá wa Láoyè.
ẹ ṣeun madam ẹ ṣeun mà. àkọ́kọ́ nǹkan tó ní láti ṣe ni pé kí gbogbo ẹbí kọ́ máa nǹkan tó fẹ́ ná kó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe jura wọn lọ.
ṣé bó o ti mọ.
wọ́n náwó nǹkan tó ń ná ó kéré sí nǹkan tó ń rí sí nǹkan tó ń jèrè. wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ máa live wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ná gbèsè.
wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ gbèsè.
àkọ́kọ́ nìyẹn wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe jura wọn lọ.
ṣé bó o ti mọ.
because ní orílẹ̀-èdè ń sin wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe jura wọn lọ.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
ìwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì ni anything tó bá fẹ́ ṣe. àkọ́kọ́ nìyẹn. ẹ̀kejì ni wípé kọ́kọ́ ọmọ dáadáa because ọmọ tí ó bá kọ́
ó máa gbélé tán kọ́ ta.
tó bá dàgbà tán gbogbo wàhálà tó ti ṣe òun ló máa gbé ta.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni bẹ́ẹ̀ni ó dáa.
ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì nìyẹn.
ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì.
ìkẹta ni pé kò ń ṣe gbogbo pátí tàbí gbogbo ibi tó bá pè wọ́n sí ló máa lọ àbí gbogbo aṣọ ẹbí ló máa rà
gbogbo aṣọ ẹbí.
lásìkò yìí.
kọ́ má bàa bínú.
because bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ sìn kò ń ṣe gbogbo aṣọ ẹbí ló máa rà kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan lèèyàn lọ́lẹ̀ attend sí. so wọ́n máa ṣe ní ìwọ̀ntúnwòsì.
ìwọ̀ntúnwòsì.
nínú ìsìn.
ẹ ṣe gan ni bàbá wa n tí bàbá wa ọmọọba Láoyè tí wọ́n ṣàlàyé láàárọ̀ yìí ni wípé wọ́n ní bí ọwọ́ èkú bá ṣe tó wọ́n ní kó má fi bọ́jú bẹ́ẹ̀ o kò ní fi bọ́jú bẹ́ẹ̀ ọwọ́ èkú bá rí fàǹfà tó bá lọ dán wò wọ́n ní ó lè dàbí ó lè wá nǹkan lẹ̀ wọ́n yìí ṣàlàyé fún wa wípé ìwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì òun náà ní ká gbègbè sí ayé wa lórí ọrọ̀ ajé nínú ẹbí àti ètò ìṣúná òun náà ṣàlàyé yẹn ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n máa tún padà sọ́dọ̀ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òun náà ní wípé ṣé mọ̀ wípé ẹbí ó dá lórí bàbá ìyẹn ọkọ ó dá lórí ìyá ká tó wá sọ wípé Ọlọ́run wá ń yọ̀ǹda àwọn ọmọ fún wọn lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn á wà tàṣe àgẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ọ̀dọ̀ inú ilé lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ẹbí wa tó ti jẹ́ pé wọ́n tún pọ̀ ọ̀nà wo la fẹ́ gbé gbà lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i ṣáwọn pẹ́ sọ ní gbogbo aṣọ kọ́ ni à ń rà gbogbo patí kọ́ náà ni à ń lọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí ẹbí nìyẹn o ọ̀nà wo la fẹ́ gbé gbà tó fi jẹ́ wípé àwọn ẹbí wa wọ́n á dẹ̀ gbà fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀ tí gbogbo nǹkan á dùn tá a dùn rè. Bàbá Láoyè.
àkọ́kọ́ nǹkan tó ní láti ṣe tí ọkọ àti ìyàwó tó bá ti gbọ́sùmọ̀pọ̀ tọ́dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé òkè nǹkan táwọn fẹ́ ṣe nìyí o iye táwọn gbà ní wọ́n ti ṣètò sí òkè iye báyìí sílé báyìí ló ń lọ fún owó school ọmọ sílé báyìí la fẹ́ fi jẹun sílé báyìí la fẹ́ fi ṣe a sì yóò bá a gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ́kẹ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ tọ́jú ẹbí
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
ṣùgbọ́n pé à ń tọ́jú ẹbí kò wá mí pé à ní tọ́jú lé tó bá ti wọ́n máa jọ agree pé ok certain percentage báyìí la fẹ́ fi tọ́jú ẹbí kò dẹ̀ ní kọjá ayé yẹn lóṣooṣù
kò ní kọjá ẹ̀
bóyá ìdá kan o nínú gbogbo ìdá over 100 ló fẹ́ fi tọ́jú ẹbí ńbẹ̀ ìyẹn nìkan náà ló máa lò tó bá ti agree
kò sí tó lè
wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé in terms of títọ́jú ẹbí àwọn bàbá àti ìyá bàbá ọkọ bàbá
ìyàwó ìyá ìyàwó
tó bá dẹ̀ pa àwọn tó wà àwọn àbúrò ọkọ àbúrò ìyàwó wọ́n ti ṣe fáwọn yẹn náà wọ́n á mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ and nǹkan tó tún wá da ẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn bá ti mọ̀ pé ṣé bí o ti mọ ní ẹ wọ́n ò ní gbé nǹkan tó ju ẹ lọ wá bá ẹ tó bá ti mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe ń ṣe bọ́ tí o bá mọ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé gbogbo láìfọ ẹ orí Instagram ni o fi ń gbé nǹkan tó tó gan ló máa fi wá gbé fi kàn ẹ́.
ẹ ṣé bàbá wa bí ẹ sọ́dẹ̀ nǹkan kódà ó yí àwọn èèyàn wa kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ṣé gan ni mo ní àká ọgbọ́n àti tìlàkàyè yín kò ní jóbà lágbára lọ́wọ́ Elédùmarè yóò mọ̀ pọ̀ sí ni ẹ jẹ́ ń lọ sí ìlú Ìlọrin ìlú Ìlọrin mo fẹ́ sáré dé ní kíákíá báyìí nìsín ẹ má bínú lẹ́pẹ́ o ta ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má bínú jàre ẹ̀yin tèmi bó ṣe wà nìyẹn torí pé ibìkan láti kọ́ bí ọmọ kó tó di pé lọ ilé ọkọ ẹ̀yin ti Ìlọrin ẹ ṣeun ẹ̀tọ́ ilé yìí ó dúró gidigba àdúpẹ́ Ọlọ́run mọ̀ fún yín láwọn tó kú tọ́ ṣùgbọ́n ìtawà ti gbà sí ẹ̀pẹ́ wa ń bí kò yé yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó dirun ó digba a sì dúpẹ́ nítorí pé ó ṣe é fi yangàn láwùjọ lọ́jọ́ ti tòní ìyáàfin olórí Odùmadé ẹ̀ǹlẹ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀rín náà ni ẹ̀rín ni báwo gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ obìnrin gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìyá nínú ilé ọ̀nà owó tó wọ́n ń sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan báyìí ní ìsìn àwọn dáàdì wa ọmọ Báláoyè wọn ní ṣé bó o ti mọ bó o la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe bó o ti mọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìyàwó nínú ẹbí tó sì jẹ́ pé ọrọ̀ ajé wa yóò dúró ní gidigba táà ní dààmú táà ní lálàṣí nínú ẹbí ní ọrọ̀ ajé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà táwa yìí.
ẹ ṣe mú lóòótọ́ ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá wa ṣe sọ ṣe mọ̀ káwa wa obìnrin gangan là ń dilé mú àwa là ń lọ sọ́jà àwa là ń lọ ra gbà wà lọ ra wò a ní láti pèmọ̀ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọkọ wa bí mo ti sọ pé a ní láti nàtọ́ fúnra wa tábà ti nàtọ́ fúnra wa tó ní mọ̀ pé iye báyìí lọkọ rẹ mú wọlé iye báyìí ni wọn náà lè fi sí o ò ní ṣejú rẹ lọ o ò gbúdọ̀ ṣejú rẹ lọ wọ́n wò pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n wò pé kí láwọn nǹkan tó lè rà wálé tó yẹ pé sẹ́ tó máa dára fún ẹbí rẹ tó yẹ pé sẹ́ ẹ̀ tó máa lájẹṣẹ́kù ẹ tún lájẹ ó di dandan kóbìnrin mú gbọ́n pèsè àwọn gbọ́dọ̀ lájẹṣẹ́kù nítorí pé nǹkan ò ní lórí òmùlà iṣẹ́ tọkọ rẹ ń ṣe lé ní ìsìn tó mú wọlé ó lè dọ̀la kíṣẹ́ yẹn lọ ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ dáadáa tá à ń rí o gbọ́dọ̀ pàmò pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ọkọ rẹ bọ́kọ rẹ bá ṣe ń fún ẹ má máa fi gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹun ó dà lẹ́yìn tó ń fún ẹ kókè bóyá ń fún ẹ bí i 50,000 àbí 20,000 gan o tún lè láti gbìyànjú láti tún fi díẹ̀ pamọ́ nínú ẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa bá tọ́jú so that tíṣe bá dá lójijì báyìí ọkọ mi yìí báyìí ni mo ní nípamọ́ kẹ́kùn lè fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ business dandan ní fóbìnrin ọ̀ndẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa aṣọ ẹbí a gbọ́dọ̀ gbìyànjú àti máa dín aṣọ ẹbí wa kù àwọn bèbè gbogbo patikọ́ la gbọ́dọ̀ máa lọ.
yóò kọ́ mi tó bá sáré gbé dé àbúrò ọkọ
ó ti o gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ni gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ìtọ́ bá ń pè é dandan o lè má ṣe gbogbo àwọn agilẹ̀ kó má ra aṣọ lókè bó ti mú gèlè máa ṣe dání ọ̀rọ̀ tó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé tó bá lè sọ pé àmì agbára òka ni bẹ́ẹ̀ ni agbára òka ni ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀ àtẹ́bí ẹ̀ láti jẹ́ ẹ lógún torí gbogbo kan tó ń ṣe àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ ń wò ẹ̀ ẹ̀ dẹ̀ pé sì ní ayé ta wà ní sí àwọn owó táwọn òbí ò fẹ́ ná ló fẹ́ máa ná ilé làwọn dẹ̀ ní ilé láti ń kẹ̀ṣọ́ ròde a gbọ́dọ̀ kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn láti jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yẹn wá mọ̀ pé sẹ́ o ní láti ṣiṣẹ́ kó tó rówó ó dẹ̀ ìwọ tó jẹ́ pé òun ṣe business gan jẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ yẹn rí bó ṣe ń ṣe mọ̀ jẹ́ kó rí bó ṣe ń ṣe tó bá rí bó ṣe ìyàn kan ò lè tán jẹ́ ń ta wípé jẹ́ ká lọ ṣe bá ká lọ ṣe àwọn àti mọ̀ pé sẹ́ iṣẹ́ owó ẹ̀ kì í tán ní jẹ so bá ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ agbọ́dọ̀ máa ọmọ wa kàjẹ́ kọ́ máa ríṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe àdẹ̀gbọ́dọ̀ parapọ̀ pẹ̀lú ọkọ wa àgbọ́dọ̀ ṣejú ní tó fún wa lọ iye tá a bá máa fi sí ó bá yẹ pé fún 150 táwọn bá lè fi 30 sí kàfíìsì kábàdé gbogbo ẹ̀ jẹun ká lọ sọ́jà bá ṣe ní nǹkan ṣe lè yìí náà a sì lè manage ara mi ní parọ́ fún yín.
láwọn ọ̀nà wo ẹjẹ́ àgbọ́
ẹ ó kéré ní láwọn ọ̀nà wọn.
ẹ kọjú sí wọn báyìí.
irú èmi ń sìn irú ẹbí mi ń sìn ó ní nǹkan tí máa ṣe fún àwọn ẹbí mi tẹ́pẹ́sẹ́ àní sọ́fà tó dé kó dẹ̀ máa ṣe wá lórí àwọn nǹkan wà tẹ́pẹ́sẹ́ ó jẹ́ àwọn nǹkan natural tẹ́pẹ́ nǹkan àdábálẹ̀ àbí iṣẹ́ àbáláyé tá lè ṣe tó dẹ̀ máa wúlò fún wa tẹ́pẹ́ sẹ́ àtúnú jẹ àwọn refined food tó kọ́ ń ta tó tún máa dá ìsàn sí wa lára.
ẹ jẹ́ àlàyé sí fún wọn báyìí wọ́n ń wò yín.
ok bí wọ́n ṣe ń sọ so aláwọn nǹkan tá a lè ṣe at least irú àgbàdo wà ń bẹ̀ ìrẹsì àti àwọn àbáláyé tẹ́ pé a lè lọ́gán tá a lè fi ṣe oúnjẹ àwọn wheat tá a lè fi ṣe oúnjẹ tó yẹ pé ṣé ó máa reduce budget wa ní tó máa rí pé ká máa lọ mara ilé ìta ká dẹ́lẹ́ ẹ̀yìnkùlé wa a lè gbé bí ata lè gbé bí ẹ̀fọ́ nílé mi sìn yẹn orí tí mo ń jẹ nílé mi mo gbìn ní mi ní parọ́ fún
yín
ẹ̀fọ́ tí mo sì jẹ lálẹ́ àná mo gbìn sáyẹ ká mi tí mo já bẹ́ẹ̀ ni láyé
ká
tí mo gbìn tó yẹ pé ṣe natural ni ó tẹ̀ tó máa ṣe bí mi lóore so àwa tá a jóbìnrin a ní láti lọ́wọ́ tá a wà yìí a gbọ́dọ̀ dìde láti ran àwọn ọmọ wa lọ́wọ́ ká láti ran àwọn ọkọ wa lọ́wọ́ àwọn ọkọ wa ń gbìyànjú o ṣùgbọ́n táwọn ò bá gbìyànjú àti darapọ̀ mọ́ ṣé mo ẹbí ò lè tò ẹbí ò lè tò rárá láti
darapọ̀. ẹ sọ kí ní kọ́lẹ̀ kan ìyàwó ajá ká sáré padà sí kó tó di pé mo lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ ọmọ ọba ẹni pé ó di dandan ẹ̀yin lẹ́yìn ìpọn dandan ni o pé obìnrin ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní kọjá okòwò kan pé ó ń ṣe ìjọba ó yẹ kó tún mú nǹkan kan kó tún mú wọn ǹjẹ́ wá wo àsìkò tá a fi tọ́ ọmọ nínú ilé ẹ bá ń kọjú sí wọn bó láyé fẹ́ ṣe tó fi jẹ́ pé títọ́ ọmọ wa kò ní mẹ́hẹ ń bàbá ní owó iná eré owó iná làṣà ń sá ọ̀nà la fẹ́ fi gbà tí ìtọ́jú ọmọ ò ní mẹ́hẹ.
tó bá yẹ pé ẹni tó ń ṣe bísínẹ́sì ṣe mọ̀ pé ó ní flexible business ó ní táìmù àmọ́ bó ṣe máa plan rẹ̀ ni èmi bí mo ṣe wá ń ṣe okòwò ni mò ń ṣe kò sì lákòókò fáwọn ọmọ mi then wọ́n pẹ́ ẹni tó ń ṣe sálárì náà ni ṣe mọ̀ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ oṣù lẹ́yìn iṣẹ́ bí nǹkan tí mo sọ nígbà tí mo ń ṣiṣẹ́ ń báǹkì mi ò jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ mi yẹ kọ́dà business mi tí mò ń ṣe iṣẹ́ mi tí mo ń ṣe kó àfẹ́tì so mo kọ owó mi ni mo ránṣẹ́ mo rán owó mi iṣẹ́ fún ẹni tí mo rán owó iṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni at least mo dájọ́ owó tí mo kó fẹ́ nìyẹn pókè mo rán owó mi iṣẹ́ so bí mo ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bí mo ṣe kọjú sí iṣẹ́ tí mo ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni of course a máa jọ ní àgbọ́yé láàrin ara wa so iṣẹ́ mi mo fojú sí iṣẹ́ mi mo dẹ̀ fún lówó ó ń bá mi fi ń ṣe iṣẹ́ yẹn àti mo dẹ̀ mójútó ó dẹ̀ fún mi lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ mi lóṣooṣù kó tó di pé mo fi iṣẹ́ báńkì lẹ̀ nígbà tí mo dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣiṣẹ́ tèmi náà sí yìí mo níṣẹ́ tí mò ń ṣe mo tún ní iṣẹ́ mi tí mò tún ń ṣe tó yẹ pé sẹ́mi ò nídìí àti wà níbẹ̀ láti ṣe mọ̀ tẹ́ bá wọ́n pè nǹkan ní system àdúgbò mi wá ṣe ẹ fètò sí system you put system in place tó pé sẹ́ tó o bá tiẹ̀ sí mbẹ̀ gan iṣẹ́ yẹn ń lọ ó dẹ̀ ṣe mú wọlé fún
owó sì ń fún náà
owó dẹ̀ ń wọlé so ojókòó tí kan tó ń ṣe tó yẹ pé òun fojú sí o dẹ̀ tó ní mi tó tún fi sọ pé sẹ́ o ti put àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kó fi o ti fètò sétò ó dẹ̀ ń lọ déédéé so mo ti lákòókò fáwọn ọmọ mi 4 o'clock gbà mí mo ti wà nílé gbà mí mo tẹ̀lé wá jáde rárá iṣẹ́ dẹ̀ ń lọ owó dẹ̀ ń wọlé mo ti planning ni mo ti ṣètò sílẹ̀ tí ó dẹ̀ affect ọkọ mi tí ó affect ọmọ mi.
ẹ ṣe gan ni olórí Odùmadé àwọn mo sọ fún yín mo ní pé káwò dáadáa ká tó rọ́ọ̀lù omi ńlá ni o torí pé tá a bá ti lè rọ́ọ̀lù báyìí ní ìsìn àtijáde lóòótọ́ ó lè jẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá jáde gan àlìbá àbábó ní mú àtùtù láṣọ délẹ̀ ni tá a bá bọ́ tàwọn èèyàn ní kí ló dé ń bo ló ti ń bọ̀ ọlọ́mọdé wọn fún wa lórúkọ tí ò dáa ìyẹn ni pé tá a bá wò dáadáa táwọn ọkùnrin bá farabalẹ̀ tó sì wò dáadáa tó fẹ́ ìyàwó tiẹ̀ tóbìnrin náà farabalẹ̀ tó fẹ́ ọkọ tiẹ̀ àsọyé á lè wà ní àárín wọn àwa tí ó dàn mọ́rán dáadáa lásìkò tí a wà yìí tí gbogbo a máa lọ níwájú tá a máa lọ síwájú forward ever backward never lágbára lọ́wọ́ lọ iwájú ni ẹbí wa tí yọ̀ mọ́ lọ ẹ jẹ́ kí n padà lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ ààfin náà láti ààfin Láòyè la padà sí bámi David Láòyè ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ ṣe wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ ṣe mo dúpẹ́ à ń sọ̀rọ̀ kan ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀yin ni bàbá wa ẹ̀yin Ọlọ́run fi ṣe orí nínú ilé ṣe mọ̀ wípé wọ́n ní ọmọ tá a bá tọ́ òun náà ni yóò gbé ilé sí akọ́tà àbí gẹ́gẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní tí màmá wa ṣàlàyé lẹ́ẹ̀kan mo fẹ́ kẹ́yìn náà tí wọ́n wáyé kí ni kẹ́ bá wa fi mọ́ àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan wà tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n máa ń yarí kó lè ṣiṣẹ́ ìyàwó mi ò láyé kí ló dé mo ránṣẹ́ ni ṣáàjò kò sínú ilé mọ́ máa mójútó ọmọ ò lè ṣiṣẹ́ bàbá wa iṣẹ́ ìrànlọ́wọ́ wà nínú eléyìí ní àsìkò tí a wà yìí nínú ètò ìṣúná orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ti inú ilé wa. Bàbá wa Láòyè.
Ní àsìkò tá a wà yìí.
Kọ́kọ́kùnrin kan ní ò lè ṣiṣẹ́ sẹ́ẹ̀ ìyàwó mi jókòó nínú ilé máa tọ́ wọn ọmọ ò lè ṣiṣẹ́.
Ní àsìkò tá a wà yìí ọkùnrin àtobìnrin ló gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́. Now tí ọkọ tí ó bá fẹ́ kí ìyàwó ẹ̀ kó ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀nà wà obìnrin lè wà nulẹ̀ because àwọn ẹlòmíì nítorí maybe ẹ̀sìn tàbí culture wọn ò fẹ́ kóbìnrin yẹn jáde but ní ayé ìsìn ní technology èjì obìnrin yẹn lè wà nulẹ̀ kó dẹ̀ máa ṣiṣẹ́
àwọn iṣẹ́ bíi.
ó lè máa ṣe training fáwọn èèyàn ó lè máa lecture àwọn èèyàn kó máa kọ́ àwọn èèyàn bọ́yé ń ṣe nǹkan online kó náà dẹ̀ máa increase the skill ẹ̀ á dẹ̀ máa generate owó tó tún máa fi support family bẹ́ẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ jáde kúrò ó dẹ̀ tún tí ń bọ̀ ju ọmọ nínú ilé bọ̀ nínú ilé tó wà náà ó ní àwọn nǹkan tó lè máa ṣe ó tẹ̀lé máa ó bí báwọn màmá ṣe sọ ó lè ní fáàmù nínú ilé ẹ̀ náà kó dẹ̀ máa ta oúnjẹ yẹn
òdà náà ó ti yé mi ẹ ṣeun
kó máa
gan
ta
ni
oúnjẹ yẹn kó gbìn kan sẹ́yìn ilé ẹ̀.
ẹ ṣe jàre bàbá wa ẹ ṣeun mo mọ̀ wípé ẹ̀yà lè kí ni ẹ fara mọ́ pé kóbìnrin ó jókòó sínú ilé kó tọ́ ọmọ yín kó mọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ ṣeun àdúpẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n a máa ṣàwọn nǹkan kan tí mo mú owó wọlé fún ẹ ṣe bàbá wa bá ṣe pè yín ní àárọ̀ ìtẹ́jẹ́ wa ọlọ́run ó ti bọ̀ máa ràn yín lọ́wọ́ ilé yín ò ní túká iwájú ni ẹ máa lọ lágbára lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run ẹ ní rógun àdọ́sẹ́yìn ẹ máa kí àwọn ọmọ mi wà nítorí pé ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa first lady.
ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you very much. All right, I have to let you go now, Prince. But before that, just briefly, what will be your parting shot on this issue? Financial stability in the home to every couple. Just briefly. Prince, can you hear me?
I didn't get that.
Okay, I want your advice. Your advice now as to how homes can be sustained financially in this present time in the country. Briefly, just briefly.
Okay. How what can be sustained?
Families can be sustained financially. What will be your advice?
Okay, thank you so much. For me, for every family to be able to sustain in the present economy, like I said earlier, one, they must plan. They must sit down and discuss and plan, increase their streams of income, spend less than what they earn, save, also invest in assets and interest-yielding investments, treasury bills, and ensure that they have something that they are selling to generate income and spend less.
Thank you very, very much.
And also train their children financially.
Thank you very, very much, Prince Laoye. We really appreciate your time on the show. All the very best. We appreciate you, sir. All right. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, let me hand it over back to Michael Uncle to continue with Mrs.
Torí nígbà tí à ń ṣàlàyé lẹ́ẹ̀kan pẹ̀lú ọmọ ọba èmi sọ fún wọn ní dídùn inú wọn ló ṣe gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọkùnrin wípé àní ó jókòó nínú ilé bá ń tọ́ ọmọ ni ìyá wa jókòó sínú ilé mọ́ tiẹ̀ jáde rárá àwọn ọmọ ìní ó bá ń fojú tó o àwọn ṣàlàyé wọn ní ẹ̀sìn tó gbàrú ẹ̀ láyé wọ́n tún wá sọ wọ́n ní àwọn àṣà kan tó gbàrú ẹ̀ láyé ojú wo lẹ́yìn fi wo irú àwọn ìwà bẹ́ẹ̀.
gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n ṣe sọ tán ní ẹ̀sìn tán dẹ̀ ní pé bóyá ènìyàn lè wà nílé kó máa ṣe training tí training tó bá ń ṣe tó bá lè máa mú wọlé déédéé.
ìyẹn tẹ́ni yẹn bá ti nímọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀
láti nímọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ máa tó máa develop rẹ̀ ní gbogbo tó ń ṣe lórí ẹ̀rọ bíi kọ̀ǹpútà ẹ̀hẹ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ ní ọ̀dọ̀ ti tèmi èmi ò faramọ́ kóbìnrin má ṣiṣẹ́ dẹni pé wọ́n lẹ́sìn ìṣàbẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tèmi ìfaramọ́ obìnrin láti ṣiṣẹ́ dẹ́bọ́bìnrin ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ náà ń wo àwọn nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n wò bó ṣe ń jáde wọ́n wò bó ṣe mú wọlé wọ́n rí bó ṣe ń ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ yẹn so àwa náà à ń mọ́dẹ̀lì wọn à ń àbí bí àlọ́ ṣe ń sọ àwọn náà wò so à ń train àwòkọ́ṣe ó máa easy fún wọn pé bí àmì ṣe ń ṣe lélẹ̀ bí àmì ṣe ń ṣe ìyẹn ọkùnrin lè máa tàn wọ́n níta pé ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sígbà jẹ́ ká lọ ó ti rí bí àyè ṣe ń ṣe ó ti rí bí àyè ṣe ń ṣe lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kọ́dà bí mo ṣe ń ṣe máma àwọn ẹ máa bọ̀ ìjà àjọ lọ ẹni bí mo ṣe ń ṣe ẹbí mo ṣe ń ṣe so that nígbà tẹ́lájì yóò bá sí mú ẹ̀yin lè máa ṣe lọ lẹ́gbàdé wà ní interest tèmi ń ṣe mo ti fi ọ̀nà tí yàn fi make owó ní ọ̀nà tó tọ́ lọ́nà tó yẹ mo ti fi hàn yín so wọ́n rí bí mo ṣe ń ṣe so ó di dandan káwọn òbí àgàgà wo obìnrin a ní láti jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ wa mọ bọ́ ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ owó lọ́nà tó tọ́ lọ́nà tó yẹ.
ẹ jẹ́ kí n rọra fi owó àti ọmọ kí n fi di yín lẹ́nu níbẹ̀ yẹn gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórí ọba ẹ wò ó ṣe nǹkan àwọn obìnrin lóòótọ́ àti òdodo ẹ sọ ẹni ẹ faramọ́ ká máa ṣiṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n àwọn obìnrin míì òní òyìnbó ọlẹ́ èkó ọ̀túnla Dubai ó yá France ló yá a wá rí gbogbo ohun tí àwọn ọmọ yìí ń ṣe nígbò bá lọ tán kò mà mójú tó lé wọn lójú mi ò tẹ́yìn mọ́ ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa ọmọ tá à ń bì lóríṣiríṣi lásìkò ẹ̀rọ ayélujára kọ̀ǹpútà yìí náà oríṣiríṣi nǹkan náà ń wò ń bẹ̀ ó wá wówó lọ báyìí ní ìsìn ìbànújẹ́ ti dé Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká wá owó ká fi ra ìbànújẹ́ màmá wa ẹ bá mi ṣàlàyé fún àwọn orú obìnrin bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀nà owó náà fẹ́ gbé gbà tó fi jẹ́ pé méjèèjì nǹkan kò ní í gbára wọn.
gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé
torí ìtọ́jú ọmọ ni olúwa
ó ṣe kókó
ọmọ lọ́jọ́ iwájú wa torí ọmọ la ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni so tá a bá ń ṣe àwọn iṣẹ́ yẹn a ní láti jẹ́ kó wà lókun àyẹ̀wò pé nǹkan tá à ń ṣe torí àwọn ọmọ wa ni a wá gbọ́dọ̀ jọ pé iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe yìí kó wá bọ̀nà àwọn ọmọ wa jẹ́ nítorí pé nǹkan tá a bá jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ bọ̀nà àwọn ọmọ wa jẹ́ tá a bá mẹ́kì owó yẹn àwọn ọmọ yẹn máa fowó yẹn máa fi túnṣe ọmọ tó bá dẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́ kò yí sí láti sọ pé mo fẹ́ túnṣe so a láti fètò sí bí a ṣe ń ṣàwọn iṣẹ́ wa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òní mo sọ pé òkè ìyàn tó bá fẹ́ tó lè ṣiṣẹ́ bíi méjì ọ̀ mẹ́ta bẹ́ẹ̀ dandan kọ́ ni kò wà ní gbogbo iṣẹ́ yẹn wà á plan rẹ̀ ni tó bá ti ṣe fètò sí pòkè eléyìí mo sọ pé èèyàn arán owó ń ṣẹ́ tó bá ti ní àwọn owó kan tó ti tọ́jú pamọ́ ẹ̀yà tó mọ̀ pé ó tó fi ṣe ó lè fi invest so wà á fàyàn kan tó mọ̀ pé ẹ ti jọ ní àgbọ́yé tó lóòótọ́ tẹjọ lágbọ́yé wà á fún lówó yẹn á fi máa ṣe wà á dẹ̀ máa monitor wà á lè ní time fáwọn ọmọ yẹn ṣùgbọ́n èyí ní ṣókótó ọ̀la mi faramọ́ o mi ò dẹ̀ faramọ́ kíyàn fi kó fọmọ ilẹ̀ fún àwọn tó bá ní tọ́jú alágbàtọ́ torí òun mi faramọ́ rárá.
torí ogun tá à ń gbọ́ lẹ́nu jẹ́ mẹ́ta yìí alágbàtọ́ gan tó jẹ́ ọmọbìnrin ó sì gbé ọmọ tó ń tọ́nu lé ó lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní fáwọn ọmọ ó fi wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ náà bì.
wàláì mi faramọ́.
àwọn náà ò dé wá sọ fún ìyá wọn lè sọ fáwọn òbí wọn ó ní tó ń bá sọ fáwọn òbí wọn ó lóun máa pa wọn ṣẹ́ mọ̀ owó ẹ̀ náà dẹ̀ ń wà.
èmi ò faramọ́ kó bí fọmọlẹ̀ fún wọn alágbàtọ́ èmi ò faramọ́ bí mo ṣe wà yìí tí mo bá ti dé skul báyìí mo máa bá mi ń lé ni ọtí ìbá dé bá mi ń láàrin wọn káàtì kan mo ti padà délé mo dẹ̀ ń ṣe iṣẹ́ mi mo ń ṣiṣẹ́ ju bí márùn lọ tówó dẹ̀ ń wọlé ṣùgbọ́n mo mọ̀ ṣe pé sẹ́ mo ti fi ṣètò sí gbogbo ẹ̀ bí ìjẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ mi kó àfẹ́ tọmọ mi rárá.
wà á fẹ́ ti dájì.
rárá mi ì sì àwọn obìnrin wa nímọ̀ràn kan ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
yàtọ̀ sí ìyẹn náà ṣe mọ̀ wípé wọ́n ní ilẹ̀ la kọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ náà ká tó tẹ omi àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ obìnrin mi ìgbò bá ti lọ látàárọ̀ tó ti wá dé lálẹ́ yóò wá sùn kalẹ̀ báyìí ní ìsìn bíi igi ni yóò sùn kalẹ̀ bíi igi ó ti rẹ̀ ẹ́ kó tó gbóúnjẹ sí ẹ wo mo ti bá yín gbé bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣàmọ̀ ṣe ẹ mọ̀ rọ́ra tá a rán ṣẹ́ yà wá ṣáwọn kẹrù nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ó lè ṣe kí ni ó lè dà lérú tó bá wọ́n ti wá di wípé wọ́n ti wá wọ ẹ̀yìn inú káà lọ́hùn-ún ṣáwọn pé yàrá póríṣiríṣi nílé tó bá ti wá wọ yàrá àtọ̀hún kò tiẹ̀ wá ní wúlò rárá àwọn á ní wọ́n fẹ́ yàwó lé ó wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ariwo ẹ bá ń dá sírú ọ̀rẹ́
kò yẹ kó rí bẹ̀ rárá kò yẹ kó rí bẹ̀.
ó wá ń sọ kiri pé iṣẹ́ náà ní o òun náà lòun ń ṣiṣẹ́ owó fún o agbọ́jọ́ kan ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ owó fún.
òun nìkan kan ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ òun nìkan kan lóbìnrin tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ aláwọn obìnrin mìíràn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń fètò sí gbogbo tó ń ṣe tí wọ́n sì máa lè sí ilé
wọn. tọkọ ń gbádùn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni aláti lòye ní gbogbo tábà máa ṣe ilé ayé yẹn káfọkọlọ sí torí pé nǹkan gbà tí ilé bá dàrú àwọn ọmọ àfẹ́ tàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ tíyàwó tí ọkọ bá mú ìyàwó mi wọlé ó di pé nǹkan tí wà tó yẹ pé wà tó kọ àtàwọn ọmọ lẹ́njọ́ ń gbádùn tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ó di lọ́kọ́ lọ síbòmí so you have to do ọmọ láti ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ iṣẹ́ láti ràn because kálukú àwa dọ̀ mú ìyá ẹ̀ mú ìwà dọ̀ àwọn ọmọ tẹ̀ mú ìyàwó tó wọlé náà kò yẹ kó rí bẹ̀rẹ̀ rárá so wọn láti fọkọlọ sí gbogbo nǹkan táwọn obìnrin ń ṣe nítorí pé ńkọ́ gbogbo nǹkan táwọn ń ṣe yìí táwọn ọmọ yáyà kuyà wa obìnrin wọn náà ọmọ tó bá dání ti bàbá èyí tó bá kù díẹ̀ káàtó tí ìyá ẹ̀ ni so tó mọ bá ti yàyà kuyà ń sìn àwa ìyá yìí ló máa jẹ ẹ̀ jù so tó bá ti mọ̀ pé sẹ́ ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọmọ yìí ó máa kó ìbànújẹ́ báyìí lọ́jọ́ iwájú òun láti fètò sí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe wàá fètò sí gbogbo business tó ń ṣe òun ní jẹ́ kí kan kó pàkan lára business iṣẹ́ okòwò tó ń ṣe gbọdọ̀ pa ọkọ lára kò sì gbọdọ̀ pa àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ lára òun láti fètò sí ni tàbá ní pé kò ní méjì kò ní mẹ́ta ó ṣeé ṣe ní Nàìjíríà yìí ètò ní àtọpọlọ ètò àtọpọlọ ni.
ẹ ṣeun wọn ní ètò ọpọlọ átíkítù ní ìgbọ́ra ẹni yé àti òtítọ́ mami ẹ gbàgbé òtítọ́ yẹn o dédé láàrin èèyàn méjì ó lè dọ̀la bójú bá yẹjú
àgbọ̀yà láti gbọ́ra wa yé
ó ní kóhùn má yẹ òun gbà mí òun lè lọ yẹ òun ọlọ́run ṣàánú wa ẹ kọ́kọ́ yẹ kí ni wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin méjèèjì ẹ̀ ní àgbọ́yé tó sì jẹ́ wípé owó tẹ bá ṣe tẹ fi sí àárín yìí á fùnà ṣùgbọ́n kinní kan ni wọ́n ní ọkọ làkọ́kọ́ ọmọ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì wọ́n lẹ́yìn dájì wa wọ́n ní aya làkọ́kọ́ wọ́n ní ọmọ náà ní ẹ̀kejì ẹbí wa ṣe kẹta ìyàwó àìṣeun gan ni ìtẹ̀síwájú ayọ̀ ní ọmọ báyìí ọlọ́run àbáyín ìdílé yín mú no rival in Jesus name. First lady.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Joke Odumade, for this far you have come. But before I will allow you, off the set, I want you to just give us briefly what will be your, parting shot for every family when it comes to stabilizing the finances in their home.
All right, thank you, my uncle. What I will just say is that the family, just like what we have been saying before, you must live within your means. Don't do more than what is coming in. Because if you are spending more than what is coming in, there will be financial crisis in that family. And the children and the whole family will suffer it. Yeah. So you just look at what is coming in from both parties and then draw a budget that at least as you are maintaining your family, you also have savings for tomorrow, because you are not only living for today, you are also living for tomorrow. So you need to plan your budget, you need to look at what is, and the two parties must be transparent. They must, okay, this is what I can afford, this is what I can bring in. There must be transparency, there must be unity, there must be honesty between two of them. So you understand? I think that's what I want.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Joke Odumade. All right, we've all heard from those who are the experts. We've been enjoined, we've been advised to be transparent as a couple, be transparent, ensure that you did not go beyond your budget. Every move we take, every move we make, and every step we take in the family will, naturally transcend to the larger part of the society. So what are those moral values that you need to, inculcate in your child or ward? Please, let's do. And financially, let's train them so that wherever they find themselves in the future, either near or later, they will be able to stand confidently and be able to be good managers of finances. Let's remember that the family is not just a place, but a center of memorable events. So what are you doing to ensure that you stabilize your home financially and you have a solid financial background which generations can build on? Those are the things, those are the issues that we need to consider as family members. All right, at this moment, I will want to appreciate everyone who made today's production a successful one. To our guests, I appreciate you. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you, ma.
And to Prince Laoye, once again, I say thank you. All right, we'll see again next week. But before then, remember that the Nigeria we desire, a good one at that, begins with you and I. And it starts from the home. We'll see you next week. Anita Buhari is my name. Have a fantastic weekend and a great week ahead.
adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run torí pé a ti ṣe kíni mo ní àti gbóúnjẹ fẹ́ gbẹ́ ní àárọ̀ yìí a ti gba owó bọ̀ wá ní ilé abẹ́rẹ́ àwọn tá a pè wá sórí ètò àwọn tí wọ́n dá ń tán tí wọ́n dá ń gájíá àwọn tí Ọlọ́run bùkún fún tí Ọlọ́run bó ṣe mọ̀ ṣe kíni tí mo gbà fún lọ láéláé àwọn náà la pè wá sórí ètò mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ti gbádùn wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni títí dọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ ilé àtàní Ọlọ́run ò ní fi wá sílẹ̀ o wo ṣe eré ọwọ́ èèyàn mọ̀ tán èèyàn jẹ ire o.